Here now with reaction to all of that, Fox News national security strategist, former deputy assistant to the president, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, let you respond to that. We have to import uranium into this country. And yet Putin we knew all these things were happening, all these crimes committed. He built a network in the United States. Why anybody would ever allow a foreign entity to have any interest in uranium when we need more and we have to import it never made sense, did it?
Not at all. Not only do we need it, there is legislation that is active today that says America should be absolutely self-sufficient on uranium. It is such a strategic asset that we must not rely upon anybody else. And Hillary Clinton, as the chairman of that committee, approved this deal. The question is, how far up the chain does this go? Does it go up to President Obama as well? And if you look at the statements coming out of Hillary in the last 48 hours, to quote the good bard, the lady doth protest too much. The heat is on, and finally we have a chance. I know Fox viewers have been very, very cynical that these people are Teflon coated and they never pay the price for their crimes. But it seems as if finally, under a Trump administration, this rampant criminal cartel, which goes by the name of Clinton, will finally see some form of justice in the near future. Let me
dovetail into the issue of Senator Grope, Franken, and that disgusting picture. Your thoughts?
There's this, somebody said to me tonight, poor Judge Moore, all he has to do is change ticket and become a Democrat, because then he'd be Teflon coated as well. At the end of the day, these things are outrageous. The fact that the left seems to have double standards on these issues. It's only Republicans that get in trouble for these kinds of behaviors. These are all inexcusable. Any kind of sexual act of this nature, whether it's an assault or whether it's something that simply shames a woman afterwards, taking photographs while they're asleep of a sexual nature. Al Franken, I want to see not just the GOP, I don't just want to see the rhinos, I want to see the Democrat senators call for Al Franken's removal, resignation, and recall.
When you talk about a double standard, all the years Democrats have bent over backwards, they have thread every needle, they have skated every razor's edge so they could defend the Clintons. And there was, in this sense, we knew there was collusion. Well, Hillary stole the primary from Bernie, but we knew that there was media collusion to help Hillary win. And that was proven in no uncertain terms via WikiLeaks. And you watch all of this, and here we are 30 years later, and they did it all the way up and through and until last year's election. And we have to wonder, how do they hold the mantle in their minds when it's not accurate that they're for women's rights, gay and lesbian rights, and freedom of religion? And she takes money from those other countries. You haven't heard a word from Hillary today. You had a whole hit squad to go out there, bimbo eruptions, smearing all those women that did speak out. Your thoughts?
They preach one thing and they do the opposite. Well, the Democrats are supposed to be the party of sexual equality, of trans rights, of protecting the victim. And what do we find? Exactly the opposite. It's a good rule of thumb. When they accuse somebody else of doing something, they're probably doing it themselves. But the interesting thing, Sean, look at that article in the New York Times just 2 days ago, calling Bill Clinton out for his being a sexual predator. It looks as if Hillary and Bill are past their sell-by date. They're no longer relevant to the DNC, and they're going to be thrown under the bus. It took 30 years, but it might be happening.
Dr. Gorka, thank you for being with us.